joined us. We have some great activities for you today, so let's just jump in and have some fun. And we'd love to hear from you. So whether you're here live or on replay, comment below and say hi. We'd love to hear from you. Today we welcome the creator of Mindful Circle, Rachel Rush. She's a certified elementary mindfulness and yoga teacher. She created Mindful Circle to bring the practice of mindfulness and yoga to families and schools. Through this work, she guides students to connect with themselves and the world around them. Families enjoy the compassionate and playful energy she brings to her classes. Rachel's goal is to help students live in the present moment and enjoy life. So without further ado, we welcome Rachel to the show. Rachel, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. Thank you.
Well, we're thrilled to have you on, and I know that everyone's going to get ready to move and do all the different activities that you're going to do. So everyone stand up with whoever you came with. If it's your mom and dad, make them stand up too, or sit down as the case may be right now. But we want you to join in as Rachel leads us in some amazing activities. So are you ready, Rachel?
Yes, I'm ready to go.
Here we go.
All right. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining. So we are actually going to start in a seated position, but if you're standing, come sit down either on the floor or if you have a yoga mat with you today. And today's class is a balancing class. So in yoga, we are connecting our mind and our body with our breath and through movement. So today when we're doing balancing, it's going to help us improve our focus, our resilience, and also it will help to calm our bodies. All right, so let's begin with some deep breaths. When we take deep breaths, we're able to calm our minds and get present. I have with me a breathing ball today, and it represents our diaphragm, which is inside our chest as it expands and contracts. So we'll take a big deep breath in and let it go. 2 more just like that. Big deep breath in and let it go. 1 more deep breath in and let it go. All right. So now that we are present, we're going to stay seated and just inhale, reach our arms up high, flip our palms up to the sky, and then we will exhale to the side and come back up. Exhale to the other side and come back up. And then we'll bring our hands to our knees and we will put one hand on our knee and twist to the opposite side, stretching out our spine and our backs. Good. And we'll come back to center, shake it out a little bit, and then we'll do that on the opposite side. So stretching out our backs. A nice twist. Your back hand can be on the ground. Good. And then we'll come back to center and kind of shake it out. All right. So now I invite you to come to tabletop position, which looks just like this. We will have our hands directly under our shoulders and our knees directly under our hips. Okay. And we're going to tighten our tummy muscles, our core muscles. And then we will arch our back and bring our heart forward, coming into cow pose. And then we'll exhale, rounding our back, tucking our chin and looking at our knees, coming into cat pose. So we'll meet a few animals along the way today. So if you feel like making any animal noises at home, feel free. So we'll inhale again, arching our back, coming into cow. Exhale, rounding, coming into cat. And we'll do that a couple more times. You can do it on your own or follow my movements. It feels really good on our backs. Okay, and then you can kind of twist your spine around, maybe twist your hips around a little bit. Just starting to wake up our spine and our bodies today. All right. And then we're going to do our first balancing pose. So we're going to push our hands into the mat and press our right foot back. So it's straight back. And then we'll raise our left hand up and tighten those tummy muscles and stare down at your mat and see if you can lift your right leg and your left arm at the same time. Good, we'll take one more breath here. And exhale, bring your palm and your knee back to your mat. How was that for you? Remember, with balancing poses, sometimes they can be a little tricky at first, but the more we practice, the easier they'll become and the stronger we'll get. So let's try that on the other side. We're going to push our left foot back. Our toes are on the mat. Our right arm is going to come up to about shoulder height. And then we'll try to lift everything up at the same time, lifting up your back leg, turning your tummy muscles on. One more breath. And place everything back down. Good, and we'll take one more cat and cow just to stretch it out. And now we're going to push back into downward facing dog. So we'll push our hands into the mat, feeling all 10 fingers push into the mat, tuck our toes and lift our hips up and back. Coming into downward facing dog. Your head is right in between your arms and you're staring back at your toes. And if your knees need to stay bent, that's totally fine. And we're going to bend one knee at a time and straighten the other leg, just stretching it out. I call this walking our dog. And then we're going to do a sun salutation. So we'll bend our knees, bring our feet together, bend your knees, and hop to the front of your mat. Good job, everyone. And then we're going to hang down low. You can feel your toes and just kind of sway side to side, stretching out your low back and your hamstrings, these muscles behind your legs. And we will slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Very good. We'll bring our hands to our heart center. Take a big deep breath here. Congratulate yourself for trying yoga this morning. And then we'll bring our hands down, reach up to the sky. Take a big breath in, exhale, forward fold down, touching our toes, and we're going to hop back. Good, and then bring our bodies all the way down to the earth and bring your hands back to about where your ribs are and squeeze your elbows in. And we'll lift our chest up just like a cobra. This is Cobra Pose, also called Bajungasana, and you can even hiss like a cobra. All right, and then we're going to plant our hands and come back to tabletop, and we'll push back to downward facing dog. All right, everyone take a big deep breath here. Inhaling and exhaling. Good, and then we're going to bring our toes together and lift our right leg up in the sky, bring our knee to our nose and step it through to our palms. Good. And our back toe is on the mat. Our front foot is flat and facing forward. And we're going to rise up, putting our hands on our hips here. And then you can lift your arms up to the sky. Good. And we're turning on our leg muscles, our tummy muscles, pushing both feet into the mat. We're going to inhale and exhale, twist to the side. Good, and we'll inhale, bring our arms back up. This is another balancing pose, so it can be a little tricky. You can always bring your feet a little bit closer together to help with your balance. And then we'll exhale, twist to the side. One more, just like that. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, twist to the side. And then we'll bring our hands back to our waist here. Good. Hope everyone's feeling good. And then we're going to push off of our back leg and come up to the top of our mat. I'm going to face you, but you can be just at the top of your mat here. And we're going to bring our feet together. And in our balancing pose, it's really helpful to find something called our dristi. And that is one spot in the room, usually right in front of you, that's not moving, that you can stare at while you're balancing. It helps to calm your mind so that we're not distracted by everything, and then our bodies can balance better. So let's lift our right leg up, move it to the side, placing all of your weight into your left foot. You can even bend it a little. And we're going to come into tree pose. So you can either bring your foot down to your ankle, your calf, or your inner thigh here. Just make sure that you don't put your foot directly on your knee. And our hands are on our hips. We're trying to balance on one foot. And if this is comfortable for you, you can pick one point in the room that's not moving. It might not be the screen or camera. And then we'll bring our arms all the way up to the sky, growing our tree branches, balancing, using our focus. And if you fall out of the pose, that's totally fine. Just congratulate yourself for trying and then come back into it. All right, we'll bring our hands to our heart center, put our foot down, shake it out a little bit. And then we're going to try crescent pose on the other side. So last time our right foot was forward. So this time we'll put our left foot forward and our right foot back, coming into crescent pose again. Your back leg can be straight or a little bit bent, turning on our tummy muscles. We're tucking our tailbone down. Hands are on our hips, and then we'll reach our arms up to the sky. Inhale, exhale, twist to the side. We'll come back for another inhale. Exhale, twist to the side, and one more. How's your balancing going? Inhale, reaching up, and exhale, twisting to the side. All right, so now we're going to place our hands on our hips again, and then step to the top of our mat, and we'll try tree pose on the opposite leg. So now we'll place our right foot down, bring our left leg up, bring it out to the side. And again, if this was a little tricky for you, you can always have your foot down on your ankle, your calf, or bring it up to your inner thigh. And then if that's feeling pretty good, you got your balance, you can bring your hands to your heart center. And each side might feel a little different. One side's always a little bit easier for me. And then we'll grow our tree branches up to the sky. You can wave them around. And for a more of a challenge, you can even try to look up towards the ceiling. Okay, take one more breath here. And then we'll bring our hands back to our heart center. And we'll put our foot down. And we can kind of shake it up. And you can do some jumps or hops and just shake out your body. Get some movement in there. All right, so I have another really fun balancing pose. And we will get to it through coming back to our downward facing dog. Do you remember that pose? Let's go to it really quick. So we'll come back to down dog. Our hips are in the sky. Our hands are planted in the mat. And we will bring our right foot up. Bring it through, step it through your palms. Good. And we're going to come up to crescent pose one more time. And this time, we're going to put all of our weight into our front leg, which might be your right leg. And then we'll push off of our back foot to come into warrior 3, which is also known as airplane pose. So some of you might already know it. So we'll push off of our back foot. Hands are at our heart center or on our hips. And we're going to lean all the way forward, finding our drissy, our point on the ground to stare at. And we might have our leg here, or it might be up closer to our height of our hips. And wherever you are is totally fine. You can put your hands at your heart center together, and then you can reach your arms out for airplane pose. You can decide where you're flying to today. All right. And then you can bring your foot down, kind of wiggle it out. Can you feel that in your front leg? Ooh, I can definitely feel it. Okay, so let's come into crescent on the opposite side now. So bring the other leg forward, our left leg forward, and our right leg back, pushing into the mat with both feet, having a nice strong core. Bringing our hands to our heart center or to your hips, and we'll start to put our weight into our front foot, push off of our back toes, and come into warrior 3 or airplane on the opposite side. How does it feel on this side? Maybe it's harder, maybe it's easier. You can always bend your front knee a little bit and bring your arms out wide like an airplane. decide where you're flying to today. This side's a little bit trickier for me. And then we can come back and wiggle out our legs. And remember, if you fall out of the pose, that's perfectly fine. That just means you're trying. So great job out there if you're giving this a go, even if it's challenging. Remember, the more we practice, the easier it becomes. All right, everyone. So we've done tree pose and airplane pose. And now we're going to come back. We're going to start bringing it back down. We're going to come back to our mat onto our hands and our knees. And we're going to push up into plank pose. So you can kind of tap your feet on the ground, wiggle them out, and our hands are directly under our shoulders. We're going to push back into a plank pose. So we want to make sure that we're in a nice straight line. Our heads are looking down. And this one's a little bit of a challenge. We're going to put all of our weight into our left hand, and we're going to start to twist onto our side and try to bring our arm up, balancing on our side into side plank. If this is tricky, you can always put one leg up here. That feels a little bit better for me. Or you can bring your knee down and just place your leg out. There we go. And if you're in this position, you can always lift up one leg and try to balance. Great job, everyone. And you can put it back down. Come back to your hands and knees. Maybe take a cat and cow to wiggle it out. Okay, so now we're going to flip around to the other side. And we'll try it on our right hand. So we'll come back up into plank. And then we'll place our right palm down, twist onto our side so the sides of my feet are touching the mat. Bring our arm up. And again, if you want to put your knee down and put your leg out here, that's a little bit easier to start with. If you'd like to lift your leg up for an extra challenge, go for it. All right. Nice job. Come on back. Coming into our tabletop, and we're just going to relax into child's pose for a moment. So feet are together, knees are out wide, and we sit back and just rest our head right on the mat, relaxing into child's pose. You can take a deep breath here. Just catch your breath. Sometimes in yoga, we have to remember to relax too after we do a lot of movement. Okay, so we'll come back up and we have one last balancing pose. That's really fun. It's called boat pose. So maybe you can imagine what that would look like, how you can turn your body into a boat. So we will sit facing the front of our mat with our feet right under our knees, maybe just out in front a little bit. And we're going to put our hands directly behind us, and we'll start to lift one leg at a time. So we'll take a big breath, and we'll lift one leg up, and then the other, turning into a boat. And if this is feeling good for you, you can reach out one arm and then the other arm and try to balance using your tummy muscles, your leg muscles. Everything is working here. Your mind is also working to concentrate and focus. And then you can even row your boat. You can row your boat anywhere you want to go today. Or you can just leave your hands here or leave them back here. Whatever works for you. So let's bring our feet back down. And we'll take another deep breath. And we'll try it one more time so we can practice this pose. So hands are back. We'll do one leg and then the other. You can leave them bent or you can straighten them. And then we can do one hand and then the other hand. And if you feel like rowing your boat this morning, go for it. So we'll row our boat, rowing right along. All right, and then place our feet down. Good job, everyone. Okay, how does that feel? How are these balancing poses going for you? Remember that they're all just to try out and to practice. So if we're kind of falling over today, or it's a little hard to balance, that's perfectly fine. It's all about trying it. So I'm going to invite you to come onto your backs now. So we will sit back slowly, slowly, lay all the way down onto your mat. And we're going to hug our knees in. Hugging our knees in. And we're going to grab the outsides of our feet. Or if that's a little challenging, you can grab the outside of your shins. Make sure that your back is flat on the ground. And this pose is called Happy Baby. So we're just going to rock back and forth into Happy Baby, rocking back and forth. Notice how this feels. Kind of giving your back a little mini massage here. Good. And then we'll hug our knees in and we'll reach one leg up to the sky and then the other, kind of stretching them out, stretching out our hamstrings that we worked hard on today. Good. And then I'm going to scoot this way a little bit so you can all see me a little bit better. And we are going to bring our knees into our chest, and then we'll bring our right knee in and our left leg long. And we're going to take that knee and twist it over our bodies using our left hand. And then we'll bring our right arm out and we'll gaze over our right shoulder, twisting out our bodies. This should feel really nice for you. We're starting to cool down our breath and our minds. Then we'll bring that knee back and we'll bring the other knee and then twist that knee over and look over our left shoulder. Taking 2 deep breaths here. Cooling down our bodies. And then we're going to bring our knee. Squeeze you can get, hugging your knees, appreciating yourself and your body. We'll take a big inhale and exhale. Just let everything go and lay on your mat. This is called Shavasana. And I invite you to close your eyes if you feel comfortable. And just feel your breath. Maybe your heart's beating fast. We'll take a big deep breath in. Exhale, let your body relax into the ground. And thank yourself for trying yoga today, for trying something new, and for challenging yourself. And we'll take one more deep breath in. And let it all go. Just feeling our bodies. And then we'll start to bring our knees up and roll to one side. Kind of tucking ourselves, rolling onto one side. And then we'll use our hands to push back up to center. Come back to a seated position where we started. Right. Amazing job, everyone. We'll take a big, deep breath in, bringing our arms up. And exhaling our arms down. One more, just like that. Big breath in. Arms up. Our hands come to our heart, or come together. And our thumb moves past our forehead, our nose, our mouth, and lands in our heart center. And together we'll say namaste, which recognizes the teacher in everything around us, and especially the teacher inside each and every one of us. So together we say namaste. Thank you, everyone.
Oh my gosh, how fun was that? You're amazing, Rachel.
Thank you.
And you're going to be coming back every week on Friday, right?
Yes.
To be doing this. And so we encourage people to join us. Before we get going here, I want to first let everyone know that we have a download, as we normally do each week. And this is from you, Rachel. It's called Once Upon a Yoga Time Balancing Class. So this is a follow-up from the balancing that we did today, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. It has all the poses on there.
I love this. And so, guys, you want to make sure you go download this. You go over to onceuponastorytime.live and look for the Once Upon a Yoga Time menu item. And this download is sitting right there. All you have to do is click the button and it will download. Want to make sure you guys do that. And while you're doing that, I noticed that you had a beautiful purple mat over there. A beautiful purple mat. So go on to Once Upon a Story Time and go and click on the Kids Corner, because we have these mats over there so that you can do yoga with Rachel with a beautiful mat under you as well. How cool is that? I know that you're probably wondering how to get in touch with Rachel, and I'm going to tell you that right now. So Rachel, your website is www.mindful-circle.com. And if they want to reach out to you on Facebook, they can do that too. Make sure you put that in the Facebook search, Mindful Circle FB. And if they want to go over on Instagram, if they play on Instagram, I know I do. I know that you do as well. They can find you at Mindful Circle. And finally, they can check out your YouTube channel by putting in the search Mindful Circle. We've got something for everyone over there. So go and check Rachel out. Go see what she's got to offer. She's got so many cool things going on, especially go check out the website. And we'd love to have you join us again next week. We invite you to join us every Tuesday through Friday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time, 1:30 p.m. Eastern time for interactive programming. And we've got a great lineup for next week. On Tuesday, we welcome Dennis Matthew, who will be reading from his book, Bellow the Cello. On Wednesday, we welcome back Heather for some yoga for kids. On Thursday, we welcome Adam Newman, who will be reading from his book, How to Catch a Cold. I love that title. And finally, on Friday, you're going to be joining us back for another yoga session. So I can't wait. How about you guys? I can't wait. Don't forget to check out onceuponastorytime.live and join the Kids Corner for all sorts of great goodies. And we have this really cool 10-page coloring book, How to Tell a Story, that you can go grab as well. Rachel, thanks for joining us today. Always a pleasure. And we'll see everyone next week on our many, many programs, Once Upon a Yoga Time. See you then, everyone.